learning abilities and capacities to assimilate, retain, and recall. And another advantage will be learners are not restricted to the boundaries of physical classrooms and can learn anywhere, anytime in their homes, offices, or while on the move. And here I have given some of an examples of learning management system. Already we have discussed about Zoom, then Google Classroom, and another one. Now I am going to tell something about Moodle Quiz. And one more thing is there, for example, Bodhi Tree. It is also a learning management system being followed in IIT Mumbai. And another one I have seen is Microsoft Teams, in which my wife used to chat with their Tata Consultancy Services team meetings. And the LMS mainly deal with 4 things. One is communication module, and another one is assignment module, another one is course content module, and another one is course delivery module. The next, what is about Moodle? So Moodle empower educators to improve our experience. We can access the learning materials anywhere, and there are several types of LMS available, the most popular being a Moodle. Then regarding Moodle, what are the, why we are using Moodle? It is mainly used for online course development, and it is a time saving for teachers, and it is somewhat consistent with a feedbacking system, and it is an organized e-learning environment, and workplace safety training, or hiring, recruitment and improvement process, etc. And one more thing I want to add is Moodle is just a tool in the hands of a skilled teacher. It can help facilitate amazing, engaged experiences. But in the hands of someone not experienced with online interaction and learning, it can be just as confusing and boring as the worst website or an app. I am not skilled enough, but when Moodle was introduced in our college, our HOD, Anthony sir and Varun helped me in creating something interesting, example, creating a course and quiz, etc. Then I created for my courses, professional ethics and engineering, software, architecture and design, operating system lab, and gate practice test, etc. in the Moodle, what we are having in our college. It is used for the purpose of building learning communities, either by hosting complete online courses or supporting classroom learning. So these are also something related with our teachers community. We can have a dashboard that will be in the left hand side of the screen, and we'll be having a course administration. And inside the course administration, you can create your own quiz, or you can upload or edit any resources, or you can have assignments or question bank or quiz, or you can enroll the students and communicate with the Moodle. Okay. And regarding Moodle, if you want to learn Moodle completely, there is a course going on in SWAM website, which started by 2nd of April already, and it is going on. So in that, you can have more details also. So what a teacher can do in Moodle, we can create our assignments, or you can have a chat, or you can have a poll, or create lessons, or design or give a quiz, or you can initiate a wiki or workshop, or track all the activities, or you can have some administrative tools also. And what a student can do in Moodle is they can enroll for classes, or they can submit assignment or quiz or other tasks, or they can have a forum or blog or wikis, etc. So these are the things we can have. And one more thing, what I want to tell is, what are the main features of Moodle? It is very user-friendly interface, or ease of integration, content management, or ease of access, and assessment and testing, and you will be having a minimum level of security. We are having more security in the latest versions also, and you can have some e-commerce functioning ability also in Moodle. Then these are the major features of Moodle 3.1, what we are using for St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. In that, we'll be having some highlights, forum assignment, and we'll be having an external tool that is something known as LTI, Learning Tool Interoperability, and we'll be having a feedback, and we'll be having a SCORM, that is a shareable content object reference model, and quiz, workshops, and various other improvements also. So let me take somewhat fast. And while entering into the dashboard of our college after login, you'll be having only 2 things. One is resources and another one is activities. The resources will be having your folder. You can have your folder in the folder or file you can upload. And in the activity side, you'll be having your assignment, then quiz and SCORM package, etc. And regarding the versions, see, we are having Moodle 3.1 at our college as per the information I got from system administrator recently. So in that only we'll be logging with https://SXCC Moodle. So actually Moodle, the first version was 1.0 and it was started by the guy Martin by 28, that is August 2002. The latest version was released by on 9/3/2020. Actually, it is an open software and the version is 3.8.2 plus. So it is the main advantage in the latest version is H5P package they are having, and some emojis and some additional things they are having. The thing I have represented in this slide. And the last, I'll be having the quick guide, what we are having. So we can have the courses and we can have some activities and we can have or upload the resources and we can create postings for even for the exam purpose or quiz or assignment or whatever it may be. And even it will be used for schools everywhere, wherever you are having a learning. Even for a pre-KG, we can create something interesting using images, everything in Moodle, sorry. And we'll be having tracking process and grades, everything will be having. Actually, to be very frank, if I want to tell you, it is not so easy like to explain the complete Moodle in 1 hour. Actually, sir asked me to take the quiz for 1 hour. It is also not so easy. Since I have already experienced with that, to take the quiz completely, it will take around 4 to 5 hours. Okay, that much things are available with the Google. Sorry, Moodle. So now let me take you to our Moodle, how to create a quiz. Okay, so here I am having our opening page of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, the Moodle. And what we are going to have here, you have to have a login and you do have our username and password. Yeah, so this is the basic dashboard I'm having. So here I'm having some my courses. So this one I have created recently. That is graduate for the GATE. I'm handled a topic on data structures in the college. So in that related to that, I have created this. And another one I'm having an operating system lab. I'm handling this for our second year students. And this is for our professional ethics in engineering. I'm taking for final year A section students. And this one is software architecture and design. So these are the 4 courses I'm having in simple. And let me tell about this operating system lab, how I have created. So this is the session we are having. So we'll be having our college started by 9th December. So like that, we'll be having around 15 sections. So till now, I have created around 5 quizzes for our students. And in the first quiz, around 43 students out of 48 students have attempted with the help of the HOD, then all the mentors and colleagues. Okay. And here I am having around 3 to 5 quizzes, and last one I have given is around the gate-based operating system quiz. And one more thing here is, here I have enrolled around more than 100 students. Actually, I'm handling as a staff, I'm handling this lab for second year A section, but I have enrolled the same for second year B section as well as second year IT students also. So next, I'll be telling you how to create a quiz. So for that, the basic level, we'll be having the right hand side will be having turn editing on. So first you have to click this. So once it is, okay. So once it is clicked on, you will be having a thing like add a resource, and another one is adding an activity. Okay. So I have to go to a particular section. For example, so let me explain with what I have created. Or okay, I can create something new. So here I have to create add an activity. In that I have to select quiz, and I have to click quiz. Okay. So here, so what we have to do is first we'll be having a name. So what is meant by name here? That is like you have to give some name. For example, if you are a civil engineering faculty member and you are handling a subject say concrete structures, and you are having a topic like say limit state and ultimate load design concepts in your unit. And if you want to have a quiz on the particular topic, you have to type that limit state and ultimate load design in this name column. And another one is, suppose if you are a computer science or IT staff member and your course name is operating system, and if you want to have a quiz on deadlock, you can have like a thing like deadlock here. Or similarly, if you are EEE or EC faculty member and your subject is signals and systems, you can have a quiz on the topic shifting and scaling operations. You have to type the same in this name column, or even a mechanical or whatever, MBA or MC or English or whatever it may be. And next one, you are having a description. So in this description, what you have to do is you have to provide a description for the quiz and choose if this displays on the front page of the course any guidelines or a description when what the student must do, or if you are having any instructions or rules or regulations followed to be while attempting this particular quiz. So everything you can have, it is in the description system. So for example, deadlock, I can give some thing. Blah, blah. Okay. Then here we'll be having a click box. If you click this, what will happen is, if you are clicking this, the description is also displayed in the front page for the student. Once the student is entering into the operating system lab, they will be having a quiz. In that, the description is also displayed in the page. If you are not having this tick mark, that particular description may not be displayed on the quiz. For example, this description is very simple, okay, so that it will be displayed. Otherwise, it won't be so nice. Then let me want to explain this also. This is very important. Time. So timing, we'll be having around 5 categories. The first one is we are having the open. That is what is meant by timing. Timing means nothing but it allows you to select the date and time the quiz is available to the students. Okay. So while preparing the questions, you have to have a date which is not available in the future. For example, if I am opening this quiz today and by 12:50 a.m., I have to choose the time as 12:50 a.m. in the open quiz area. So that after this time, the students won't be able to open the quiz until it is open for the students to attend the quiz. The next one is we'll be having something known as open the quiz. So open quiz means you can specify time when the quiz is accessible to people to make attempts. Before the opening time, the quiz will be unavailable to the students. They will be able to view the quiz introduction, but will not be able to view the questions. Quiz with start time in the future display both the open and close date for students. Okay, so you have to select some date. For example, 7th May. So you have to click this enable. Then it will be there. For example, you are opening the quiz only by today night or tomorrow morning we are having, you have to change here. And here you can have the month and you are having the year, everything. So here I can have the timing as, for example, 14. And I can have the timing as say 14:41. So the opening time will be like this. Then similarly, you have to have the close time also. So after the close time, the students will not be able to start new attempts. Answers that the students submit after the quiz closing date will be saved, but they will not be marked. Even after the quiz has closed, students will still be able to see the quiz description and review their attempts. What exactly they will see depends on the settings you choose for review options. Okay. The next one is will be, so you can enable this also. For example, I am giving around 7 days time. So I'm giving 14, then May, then 2020. Similarly, I'm having a time here, for example, 13, and I'll be having 13, 31, and so it will be open up to 14th May. at 1:31 p.m. The next one is will be having a time limit. So time limit you have to give as per the questions. For example, if you are having a very simple multiple choice questions, the students can answer each question in around 15 seconds also even. So you can have to set some time here. Okay. So time you have to set. For example, I am having some 10 questions. So I am having the time as say 5 minutes. I can have even weeks, days, or hours, minutes, even seconds also we can have. Okay, so whatever you can have here, that is also an easy thing you can have. The next one, when time expires, what are the things we have to do? Okay, so these are the things we have to be very careful. And attempts, first one is will be having say open attempts are submitted automatically. So what is meant by open attempt? For example, if a student is working with a quiz and he will be selecting the option, and before submitting for final review, it will be known as an open attempt. Okay, so if a student is not submitting the quiz for the final review, but he is having an open attempt, means also if the time excess, all the open attempts are submitted automatically. So that is first one should be very clear. The next one is will be having another one, that is something like there is a grace period when open attempts can be submitted but no more questions answered. So this is something like for example, if you are having an open attempt here, that is he didn't submit it finally, and if you are having something like a grace period, you can go for a grace period. For example, if you are selected the second one, and you can have a grace period also. For example, to complete all the open attempts, you can give some time. Okay, so here also you can have some minutes or hours or whatever it may be, you can have, and you can enable this also. So this is also possible. And last one is the attempts must be submitted before time expires, or they are not counted. So this one normally we have to select. For example, the basic level, while giving a motivation for the students, we can have the second also. There is a grace period option you can have. So normally I used to have this one or similar. Okay. The next one is will be having a grade system will be having, and so grade system will be having some grade category we are having, and you can have a grade to pass. So what is meant by grade to pass? If, for example, I am having 10 questions and the marks is 1, so total will be having 10 marks. For example, I want to have a grade to pass, for example, 5.00, so that the student who attempt 5.00 will get a pass mark, others will be a fail. Then another one more option is there, see attempts allowed. Attempts allowed in the sense, for example, first level, a student is starting the exam and he is completing the exam, that is attempt number 1. Okay. Suppose if you are having unlimited attempts, for example, you are having around 1 week time for an exam, and first time he is attempting all the question, again he is reopening, and he is attempting, like that you can have any number of attempts is possible. For example, the initial level, you can even give some 2 to 3 attempts so that the students will get motivated or to get encouraged. Then after the next level, we can reduce the timings, and you can even reduce the attempts also. So for example, if you are giving some 2 attempts you are giving, here you have to mark very clearly. If you are giving no attempts, then this one won't be there. Okay, sorry, unlimited, not attempts. If the number of attempts is 1, no need to worry about this grading method. Otherwise, for example, if you are having unlimited attempts, then you have to give this grading method very clearly. For example, what grade you have to have. For example, for example, the student is attending the quiz for say 5 times. The fifth attempt will be taken, means last attempt you have to select, or the first attempt we have to select. In the case, the first attempt mark will be taken as a grading. Others they can attempt, but it won't be graded. Okay. Average in the sense, for example, unlimited. For example, the student is attempting the quiz for 7 times, so all the grades to put together, they will be taking an average. And another one is highest grade. What we are going to have like in our system, that internal assessment system we are having, right? The highest mark will be taken. That is, highest grade will be taken automatically. Okay. So this is another important thing to be noted. So similar, basically, we'll be having 1 attempt if you are having the intermediate level also. The next one is we'll be having something known as a layout. So what is meant by layout? So layout in the sense will be having say 2 things. The first one is new page. So new page in the sense, for example, if you are having 10 questions, for each and every question will be have it in a page. Or if you want to have 2 questions in the page, you can select any number of questions. You can select even up to 50 questions. You can select. Okay. And here the most important thing is if your student want to copy more, you should not select more than 2. Or a question with a single page is best, so that the student may not be able to call his friends or something like similar things can be avoided. Okay, and if you are having a single attempt, it is possible. The next one is say they are having a navigation method. So what is meant by navigation method in the sense? We having 2 types of navigation method. One is something known as free, and another one is say sequential. So normally people will be in the initial level you can have free. Free in the sense, for example, you are starting from first question, you can going for another question, and you can go to backward, or you are going to forward, or wherever direction you want, you can go while visiting the questions. That is something known as free. And another one is will be having sequential. Sequential in the sense you can go only in the forward direction. For example, once you completed first question, you can go second only. And after completing second, you cannot go for the first question. That is something known as sequential. So it can be also used. For example, the sequential, you might have heard about this in some competitive exams and all. Can go in certain navigational direction only. Okay. The next one is something here also we'll be having something more. Okay, more or less. Okay, fine. The next one is question behavior we are having. And here we'll be having something like shuffle within questions. So this is very interesting because, for example, I had an experience by students in computer science recently. Like I gave my first quiz and I gave around 7 to 10 days time. And some students have submitted the quiz and they had a discussion in the WhatsApp group like what is the answer for the questions. So if they know the answers also, here if you are shuffling the questions, the questions, if you know the question and answer, they can easily answer the question. Otherwise, if you are having the question number, this option, this question number, this option, like that they are having means in this thing, it is not easy. So you have to have better yes. For example, if you are having 100 questions, if roll number 1 is attempting the quiz, he will be having the 100 questions in one order. The next student is attending, it will be in another order. Or another one, for example, the one student is going for another attempt. At that time, the questions will be in some other order. So like that, you can have shuffle the questions. This is possible. So possibly you will be having yes, but in the basic level, you can have no also. And another one, how questions behave. So this is another important thing to be noted. And here, basically, the default one is deferred feedback. Okay. I can basically explain very briefly about these things because it is very interesting. The first one is something known as say adaptive mode. So what is meant by adaptive mode? For example, for example, there is a question like this. For example, see who is the current president of United States, and you'll be having 4 options. In that options, you'll be having, for example, George Bush, then another one Carter, another one Reagan, another one Trump. And below this, instead of submit, there will be a button known as check. So once if you are selected, for example, Reagan, and you can check. Okay, in that check, actually the president is not Reagan, the president is Trump, so it is incorrect. So in that case, you can check, though the feedback will be there, that is incorrect. So again, you can go for another option. For example, the correct option, say Donald Trump. And you can check. If it is correct, you can submit. Like that, you will be giving options. That is something known as adaptive mode. And here we'll be having 2 types. One is adaptive mode and another one is adaptive mode with no penalties. No penalties, it is simple. And adaptive mode with penalties is something different. For example, if you are having a quiz and you'll be having 4 options and first level they are clicking the wrong option and you are checking it is incorrect. In that case, some 0.33 marks will be reduced. Like that, they will be setting some penalty also. And again, they are going for the another attempt for the quiz and they will be checked. If it is wrong, again you can go for some minus 0.66 marks. Like that you can have. That is something known as adaptive mode and adaptive mode without penalties also. And another one is we'll be having something like deferred feedback. So what is meant by deferred feedback? Let me take somewhat fast because already late. Deferred feedback in the sense students must enter an answer to each question before submitting the quiz, before getting any feedback on how or she did. Their attempt is then graded and feedback is provided. So like that it will be there. So once the will be attempting the question, answer, and it will be submitted for the review or grading method. That is something known as a deferred feedback. And one more is there, that is deferred feedback with something like CBM. So what is meant by CBM is CBM is something, a new word, that is something like certainty based marking. Certainty based marking in the sense like, for example, see, same question also we can have. For example, you are having who is the current president of the United States. In that case, you'll be having 4 options. And if you are clicking after an option, you have to go for some certainty, whether it is unsure or whether you are sure or whether you are completely perfectly sure. Like that, you'll be having some percentages. And if you are clicking that percentage, and if the answer is wrong, then accordingly penalty will be there. That is something known as deferred feedback with certainty based marking system. It is something new. If you want to have like this, you have to check completely. Okay, right. And this one is something advanced level. And another one is you'll be having an immediate feedback. Learn whether they got is right or wrong as soon as they answer the question. Students can submit their response immediately during the quiz attempt. Students are graded immediately and can only submit one response and cannot change it later. That is something known as an immediate feedback. So these are the things I think. Then last one is interactive with multiple tries. That is, multiple attempts can be possible until you get a correct answer. Normally, it will be tried with the school students to encourage them to attend the quiz, everything. For example, recently I have seen in some school in Marthandam, I think Sacred Heart International School, they are having the quiz and lessons, everything through online, and it is video is sent to the parents, and the students are asked to attend the homework through online platform. Okay, so in that cases, this interactive multiple tries also, types of quiz also available, and it will give some hints to the students also, so that the students will get a chance to find the answer easily in case of an interactive multiple tries. But after one try, you can have some penalties also, so that we can have. The next one is something like an review option we'll be having. So what are the various review options? We'll be having only 4 types. 4 types of review options we'll be having. The first one is something like during the attempt, that is when the students is attending the question, what are the things to be shown to the students, that you have to think. For example, during the attempt, in the sense relevant for some behaviors which may display attempt during the attempt itself. That is something known as a review option. Okay, so normally here, what are the main important thing is here basically we'll be having, okay, the first attempt, that attempt should be marked on while going for the first time. Okay, otherwise, for example, during the attempt itself, if you are having whether correct and specific feedback, the question is correct, wrong, like that, if you are giving something, means the students can easily change the answers also. Okay, so like that, if you are giving, means no issues. Otherwise, you should be very careful while giving these things. Okay, and let me explain these things basically. The first one is will be having an attempt. Attempt in the sense will show how the student responded to each question. That is something known as an attempt. How he is marking the answer, everything. The next one is whether correct. Displays whether the student's response to each question is correct or incorrect. It will be displayed. Okay, for each question. That is during the attempt itself, it will be done. Then another one is marks. Reveals the marks awarded to the student and the grade for the quiz. During the attempt itself, it will be done. Then another will be having a specific feedback. Will show the feedback for the response to the answer as set when adding the questions to each response to the quiz. Okay, so that is something known as a specific feedback. Actually, what is meant by specific feedback? This feedback will be entered while entering into the question inside the module. Okay, so that is something known as a specific feedback. That is, each response to a question can have feedback for both correct and incorrect answers. The next one is something known as general feedback. General feedback in the sense it displays a general feedback for the whole question itself. When adding the question to the quiz, you can use the general feedback to give students some background to which what knowledge the questions was testing. Okay, so like that you will be having specific feedback as well as general feedback that I can show you when entering into a multiple choice question. I will show you clearly. Then another one is a right answer. So right answers in the sense revealing the correct answer to each question, whether the student answered correctly or not. Okay, so that is something known as a right answer. So it normally it won't be there in an exam purpose, while going for an exam purpose. Then another one is overall feedback. It will be displayed the overall feedback for the entire quiz. If the if you set us in the quiz settings. That you have to set that overall feedback. The next after 2 points, will be having that overall feedback also. The next one is let me conclude this very clearly. First one is you'll be having a during the attempt. That is, it is available when how questions behave has been set to immediate feedback or immediate feedback with CBM or interactive with multiple tries or set to one of these options. Okay, so that is something during the attempt. Normally, while it's starting, please don't mark this all, click the mark. Okay, just have the attempt or marks. If you are giving this whether correct option, the students will be maybe correcting the answers also. The next one is immediately after the attempt, means within 2 minutes of the student closing submit all and finish button, it will show. Okay, so here also you can take this everything. First attempt will be there. And another one is later while the quiz is still open, means after 2 minutes but before the close date. If the quiz does not have a closed date, this phase never ends. Okay, so this one is something. For example, later after some time we'll be opening the quiz and you are doing something like that, then this option will be there. And while if you are opening a quiz, definitely you should have a closing thing. Otherwise, the student can do anything on this option they can have. And the last one is after the quiz is closed. So what are the things we can have? Normally, I used to have the attempts, how many attempts they are having. Normally, they'll be having one attempt only. And how many are correct, and what are the marks, and what is the specific feedback or general feedback. For each question, you can give a feedback. That is specific feedback. And what is the general feedback we can have. Then what is the right answer, that also we can provide, or even overall feedback also. Okay, so if you are giving the right answer, in that case, for example, you are having an online quiz or you are having an online exam. Okay, the exam timing is 3 hours. Once a student, for example, we are writing the exam for NPTEL, right? We are entering into the hall for and the exam will be for 3 hours. So in that case, once the 3 hours is over, if they are needed, we can give the right answer also, because there will be only one batch in that case. In that case, it will work. Otherwise, the students will be knowing the right answer, and it may be shared with the friends. Okay, so these are the things it may happen. And the next one is something like an appearance. So this is not so important, and so let me tell it in very brief. Show the user's picture, no image, small image, large image. So what is this? Very simple. For example, you are writing the NPTEL exam. So at that time, our picture will be there in the top. Okay, our photo. So that is something known as an user's pictures. Okay, so if they are having the picture, that will be showed. That small image or large image or whatever you can have, it will be having. The next one is decimal places in grades. For example, if your grade will be, for example, 5, pass mark will be 5, it will be, you have to have the grade decimal places. 5.00 marks, you have to have 2. So like that you can have, so that is decimal places. And another one is decimal places in question grades also you can have. And question grades, okay. The next one is you can have some more things. So this one, very important. So blocks during some quiz attempts. Okay. So what is meant by show blocks during quiz attempts is very simple. Basically, you'll be having no, but you can have yes also. So what is meant by blocks here is, so while the student is attending the quiz, the student cannot able to access the material given by us in the system. For example, I am giving OS lab and giving all the materials in my page, and the student is given a quiz. And while attending the quiz, the student cannot open the window where I have shared my resources for the particular course. Okay, so we have to have no here, and you shouldn't have yes. So basically, for example, if you are having an open book test and you'll be having a quiz for that, you can go for yes also, so that they can refer or they can write. So that is possible. And next one is extra restriction on attempts will be having, and this one something related with something like a browser security. So normally this one I never used for my quiz till now. And you can have a password or a network password you can have, or you can have some enforced delay between attempts. So what is meant by enforced delay between attempts? For example, I am having an attempt. For example, the duration of the quiz is 1 hour, and taken a quiz for the first attempt for half an hour, and I leaved, and again I'm coming for after some time, and I'm taking the remaining 30 minutes. So what will be the delay in between the first attempt and second attempt that you can have here? And if they are having some later attempts also, you can have here, so that you can have. And last one is browser security. So browser security, normally you have to choose this full screen pop-up with some Java script security. This is something similar with that Google Classroom also already Bright told. So I checked with that. So that is something full screen pop-up, so that the students cannot able to other screens, the system, while attempting the particular quiz. Okay, so these are the things you will be very careful. And one more thing, extra restriction on attempts, you will be having a password. Another one is secure password. This one, it will be used while going for something known as a user override or something known as a group override. So what is meant by user override in the sense, for example, I had a recent experience in that one student attended the quiz and there is some wrong answers in the quiz, it seems. So the student told me that, sir, some answers are wrong. So I lost my attempt already. So in that case, what we can do, you can give an attempt to that particular student once more. So in that case, you can set a password also here, so that other students cannot be going to take that particular attempts. So that is another important one I can tell later. And another one is overall feedback. So in this overall feedback, it's very simple. The total marks is, for example, 100%. You can give, for example, superior. And if the grade boundary is 75%, so you will go for a distinction, or similarly, you can add any number of things. For example, more than 60% or more than 50%. So whatever things you can have. So that is the thing. And last one is something like common modules settings. So common module settings will be having. So already, I think time is going to have. Let me show something. So common module settings you will be having, and here we'll be having some module settings you'll be having. This one normally will not be using. So if you want further, I can clarify it later. And tags will be there, then competencies will be there, everything will be having. So these are the things normally we want to using. Okay, for the normal quiz. That is as a beginner or intermediate level. We are going for something advanced, we'll be going for this group mode. While using this group mode, you'll be very, very cautious. That I have seen once. And once everything is over, you have to save and return to course quiz, or you can go for save and display also. If you are clicking this, you can directly go to the course page. Otherwise, it is going for the preview page. So this is the thing regarding that options. The net is very slow. So these are the things while creating a quiz. So you should be very careful. The basic thing is very simple. This general, you have to give a name and description. If needed, you can give. This one also you can click. The basic thing is these three things you have to do. Okay. So okay, fine. So these are the thing I am having. So now I am going to, for example, this one I am having the quiz, and so just I am clicking this quiz. Okay, so now I am going to add something for the quiz, and here also let me tell you that since the time is very limited, I tell this very simple. You can edit settings what we have done so far, and something like group overrides. Group overrides, since for a particular set of questions, if you are assigning the set to a particular group, you can select the roll numbers there and you can do. That is something known as group overrides. I never tried this before, but user overrides I tried once for a girl in second year A section. And this one is something like an edit quiz that we are going to do now. Then preview, we can have how the quiz will be available to the students. And in the results, you'll be having something like this. One is known as the grade, that is each student, what is the grade. So like that, we'll be having something that is something known as grade. And so how it will look, I will show now. For example, I can take a quiz which is already done. So for in this quiz, suppose I'm going for the results, and then I will be going for this grade. So I think around 18 minutes I have taken more. sorry, let me complete this in another some 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so this is the grade we'll be having for each student, and we'll be having the name, and you'll be having a review attempt also you can have. And in the review attempt, you can, for example, if student answer is something very close to your answer, and the mark is actually 0 as per the quiz. And if you want to give the student 0.5 marks, you can give. Okay, so similar things you can do it in this attempt section. And here we'll be having the email address of the student, and you'll be having the finish date, whether starting or ending, when they started, when they completed, what is the total time taken, and what is the total grade. That is 19.40 out of 27. And for each question, you'll be having something like this. And each question you can click also. And what is the response of the student, you can see. Okay, so like that you can have the grade system. And the responses also you can have, the statistics will be having some graphical structure, and manual grading also you can have. For example, if you are having the questions like not multiple choice, you'll be having some fill in the blanks. And if you want to give some manual grading also, you can give. For example, for an essay questions or a short answers, you'll be going for some manual grading. It's also possible. And another one is locally assigned roles. You can assign roles. For example, in my course, for example, OS lab, I'm having around 3 class students, that is second year A and B CSE students, and both IT students also I am having. And I have assigned the roles for 2 more faculty members also. And one faculty member is P. Ajita Madam from second year, who is course instructor for second year B section. And another one is Josephine Usha Madam in IT department. Locally, I have assigned the roles for them. They are the non-editing member, so that they can also review my quiz, and so that they, while the students also can enter the quiz. Okay, since I am having the last quiz is something related with GATE, so this will be open to all the 3 classes also second year. Given I have some students from third year also for that GATE section. Then we'll be having something like permissions, everything will be having. Fine. So before this, let me show you how to enter a simple multiple choice question. It's very simple, and since our time is very less, it's not so easy to complete it in an hour. So sorry. See this. Okay. So let me show you how to add a simple question. See, this is my question, deadlock, and so I have to click this. And here I have to click edit quiz. Edit quiz. Okay, so it will be like this. And here you have to have add option. In that add option, you have to create new question. So here you'll be having maximum grade is equal to 10. It will be normally 10 default. If you want to have 10 questions, you can have 10. Or if you want to change the grade, you just change the grade and click save. It will be saved automatically. Okay, and here you'll be having shuffle. Shuffle in the sense, 2 things will be there. Shuffle, the questions will be shuffled. Similarly, the options will also be shuffled. Okay, so like that also we can have options. So here we'll be having new question. So here we'll be having some drop down list. So here you have to select multiple choice question. As just 1 minute, I can tell a very brief thing. And if you want to have this different type of questions even after the webinar also, if you want to have any doubts, you can kindly call me through phone. When I am online, and both will be online, and I will be telling you how to work out with this. It's very simple. So calculated in the sense, I can explain very simply. For example, if you want to find the area of a rectangle, the value will be L into B. Okay, so this formula will be in the quiz, and the system will be taking any value of length and any value of breadth automatically, and the value will be calculated. Okay, I heard like this when NPTEL quizzes before. So that is something known as calculated. And another one is something known as calculated with multiple choice also we can have. For example, in the choice we'll be having L into B, in the another choice will be having L plus B, L minus B, L divided by, like that we'll be having choices. Depending upon the choices, the value will be calculated automatically. That it is calculated multiple choice. And another one is calculated simple. So that is a very simple thing related with the calculated with a slight difference that while doing that we'll be having that. The next one is drag and drop into text. That is something related with that LKG, pre-KG school students drafting a text from a particular page to another page. Like that, they'll be using this particular thing. And drag and drop marker, it will be used while they are having that maps. For example, you will be having that maps, and that map will be having that you have to mark India. In that cases, you have to click in the map and you will be doing, that is something you can do using this drag and drop marker option. And another one is drag and drop into image option. So this option will be using like, for example, for example, if you want to find out the life cycle of an animal, for example, butterfly basically will be a larva like that, and you have to make some connections, right? So in that case, you'll have be having the images in one file, and you can drag and drop in the main file. That is something known as drag and drop into image. And another one is embedded answers, another option. It is something new. And in this option, like we'll be having a mixed type of embedded multiple choice questions and answers. Numerical questions will be added. Something mixture of the thing we can do using this embedded answers topic. And next one is very easy. As we know, we'll be having an essay type questions. And next one is something known as a matching. Matching also will be having. And another one is multiple choice. Normally we used to have for quiz. And another one is for you numerical. Numerical, for example, I have tried for operating system scheduling problems. I have given the problem, and students have to find out the average waiting time or turnaround time, and they have to enter into the session, and it will be graded. That is something known as numerical. And another one is random short answer matching. Random short answer matching in the sense it is something very similar to matching, but the simple thing will be questions will be taken randomly from a question bank. That is something random short answers matching. And missing words, what we'll be having for school children, that we can have. Then short answers, that is 2 marks, or part B or part C, that we can have. Then true or false questions also we can have. Even this true or false question, we can use it multiple choice. One answer is true, another one is false, and you can select like that also you can have. And the last one is descriptive, that is something like part B or part C questions. Okay, so these are the things we are having. So I am selecting multiple choice and giving add. Okay, so this is the thing we are having. Here we'll be having a category. Basically, it will be for default having. You can have a simple another category also you can have. Okay, so no issues. And here we'll be having a question name. A question name in the sense for computer science people, it will be very known. For example, I'm taking operating system. In that, I'm having many topics inside. Deadlock will be there. Many topics are there. For example, I'm taking a deadlock topic. In that deadlock topic, I will be having avoidance, detection. Everything will be there. So to know which type of question it is, I can give here. For example, avoidance, say avoid -1. So that is avoid question number 1. Then avoid question number 2. Like that, I can give some name. Definitely have to give a name. At least you have to give a number. Then you have to type the question type. Okay, deadlock names. Okay. Okay, so no, out of time. So okay, so deadlock means there is a question text. Okay, the next one is the default mark. It is 1. Here you can give you a general feedback. So whatever the question is answering will be having, okay, very good. You have attempted this question. Like that, you can give a general feedback. So that is what we have seen in the review options. And here we will be having 1 or 4 multiple answers allowed. One answer only it is allowed, right? So that one is important. For example, sometimes multiple answers are also allowed. Partially correct, like that you can give marks. Like in that cases, you have to go for multiple answers allowed. Otherwise, 1 answer default. Then here, see, shuffle the choices. So we are having 4 choices, but during every attempt, the choices will be also shuffled. So that the students, they know the question and choice everything in their hand with answers, they can answer. Otherwise, it will be shuffled. You cannot answer just like that using question numbers. And here you have to give the choice number 1. For example, the first choice is the correct choice. So what you have to do? You have to select this 100%. For example, say I'm typing simply A, 100%. Another one is simply something I'm typing B. And suppose if B is partially correct means you can give some marks, say 75. Otherwise, none. Okay. Then similarly, you can give another choice C or say another choice D. Similarly, you can have. Okay. And complete feedback for any response. You can give a feedback like this. Your answer is correct, or your answer is partially correct, or whatever things we are having there, you can give here also. Then multiple try option also, penalty you can fix. Okay, so what percentage is, for example, 50%, like that will be what will be the penalty. So normally I never used penalty and all, because basic level, if you are having penalties, the students won't be get encouraged or motivated to attend the quiz. Okay, so I never used that. Then another one is tag, and you can save the changes. So I think the time is around, I have started by 12:30. So 2 more minutes. So let me, before concluding the session, let me want to show something which is very easy. Another two options I want to tell you. And see, here you are having something like some staff members will be having a question like whether you can import a Word document or an Excel within the quiz. Is possible. So that is the option is from question bank you can have. So before doing this, what you have to do is, so in the another session I will show you everything. Since it is lack of time, I will be showing the basic one. Here I will be having something known as a categories. So first of all, I have to go for a category and I have to select a category. Then I have to go for that import option. So before going to that import option, for example, I am having a Word document. So in that case, the Word document should be formatted perfectly. Okay, according to your quiz. So that explanation I will give you later, since it is lack of time. And I have to save the text, or the document is plain text. Once it is saved, that is plain text is something like the text notepad. Okay, then you have to import that particular thing and you can use the question bank option. Okay, so like that you can have, and the questions will be displayed here, and you have to select this and you have to move to question bank and you have to click question bank, and automatically it will be coming into the questions page. That is multiple choice page, it will come. So that is one option. And one more option also we have seen, that is something known as random question. So what is meant by random question? For example, already I have created some 5 quizzes. Okay, so I am having a huge question bank in question sets in my system or in my cloud, whatever. And suppose I want to conduct a test in the past 5 assignments or quiz, the questions from the same thing. Then I have to go for a thing like random question option also. Okay, and similarly we can do the quiz option. Okay, and before conclude, let me show you how a complete quiz will look at the end. System is also somewhat slow, so I am not. Basically, I have introduced how to include a basic quiz. See this one, first quiz I have done, and okay, so this is the quiz I'm having for Unix. I'm having totally 27 questions I'm having, and I'm having the shuffle questions option and shuffle option, choice option, everything I'm having. The only thing is, once you have completed the quiz and opening for student, you cannot be able to add or remove any questions. If you want to do that, you can go for another date or similar you have to go. That is the thing, you have to be very careful. And here also you have a preview option. So if you are having the preview option, it will be showing how the question will be shown to the student. So once they are selected, they will be going for save and submit and finish, and they will be going for the next. So similarly, they have to going. So this is the thing we'll be having. All the questions will be having, and once it is completed, 27 questions I'm having, and the 27 marks also I'm having. Okay. So this is the thing I'm having, and even see, I can even open thing for you how it will look. See, default I'm having OS lab already I'm having around 373 questions. So question number I'm having as name 1, and OS lab course is there. Similarly, I'll be having some option easiest in my program, or medium in my program, or tough in my program, or whatever. Similar things will be having. Or let me have, see. So let me show you one more thing. Please bear with me. I think already you'll be ready for your lunch. See, another example, say question number 4, which is what is the output of who command, that will be in Unix, and I'll be having one answer only. Display information about users who are currently logged in. So if this answer is chosen, 100% marks. Otherwise, no marks. Okay, very simple thing. And you have to give changes. If you are changing anything here, you have to give changes. Okay. So that will be very important. And if you are not selecting any grade for any choices, it will be an error, and you have to look into that. Okay. So everything will be there. And one more thing, before concluding this, I want to say you like the very important thing is like while going for any attempt or any different thing you want to do it with Moodle, every options is available in Google, or a Moodle for some notes are available, or even you'll be having everything illustrated in YouTube also. Okay, so you can follow that also. And if you are having anything very important or very you are having any issues, simple issues related with Moodle, you can even call me, or you can contact me through email or the mobile number also at any time. Okay, so I think with this I can conclude this session. And before concluding, let me thank this opportunity to thank everyone in the software cell or in the college management, colleagues, my wife, even while starting at the starting stage, will be having some technical issues. At that time, she only helped me to make it everything all right, along with Varun sir, Andrew sir, Anthony sir, everyone helped me a lot to start this thing at around 12:30. Sorry for the delay. And without any power issues also, it was done. So everything. So with this, I can conclude. Have a nice future ahead. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Pimo, sir. Your presentation was wonderful. It was simple, clear, and understandable. Also, you explained everything from your experience itself. So the presentation was very wonderful. Now we can enter into the query sessions. So the audience, we have already shared the link for entering the feedback. So please enter the feedback. The entering feedback is mandatory because we are getting the details to prepare the certificate. We are getting the details from this feedback form only. So please enter the feedback, your full name, department, college name, and the email ID. Please verify one more time, because if the email ID is wrong, you won't get the certificate. That's a problem. So now we can enter into the question session, question and doubt clarification session. Already Edwin sir has given the hand raise. So Varun, please unmute Edwin sir.
Not Edwin sir.
Edwin sir.
Edwin sir, you can ask.
Sir, I'm Caroline.
Okay, Caroline madam.
Caroline.
Madam, you can ask.
Sir, while uploading this Word file, sir, we have to convert that to the plain text form. Is it not?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So when we convert it to plain text, the equations will not be included in that plain text, no, sir?
Okay.
So for that, what we can do?
Equations in the sense, equation is you can have it the document, no, ma'am. Word document you can include equations.
Yeah, in a Word file we can type the equations, but
okay.
We have to convert that to the plain text. So when we save it in the plain text form, equations will not be added in that. Equations, then apostrophe, all these will not be added.
Okay, yeah. So similar thing I never experienced. And another one, in that case, you can have that equations in an image format you can have, or the similar to
whether it accepts image
also,
the plain text format, whether it accepts image, whether it takes it. I think image also it is not taking.
Yeah, in this Moodle format, actually 3.1 I never experienced this. This is not accepted.
Okay.
This one only I tried once.
Okay.
Some plain
images.
Sir.
Okay. If you come across that, you can tell.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from the audience? Audience, please ask the questions. I think all are busy with entering the feedback.
So while entering your feedback, please be careful with your name and mail ID. Name, how you are typing there, that will be printed in the certificate. So how you want your name to be printed, please write like that.
See, today more than 100 participants nearly participated in this webinar, but at a particular time only 100 can join in this webinar group. I think a few left and some other joined like that. I think more than 100 people attended this webinar. Now till now only around 30 members only entered the feedback. So I request all to enter the feedback. Okay, any more queries from the audience? Okay, shall we go for the end of the session? Okay, Pimo sir, once again, thank you for preparing well and presenting it wonderfully. Thank you very much. With the technical difficulty also, you are able to manage it. Thank you very much, Pimo sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, do you like to give any concluding remark?
Not like that, sir. So whatever they want to do, they have to practice that. If they are having any query, means they can contact me also. I can help.
Okay, sure. Anthony sir, are you online? Anthony sir?
Yes, sir.
Anthony sir, sir, we are using Moodle. For that, you have installed the Moodle and everything, Moodle platform in our college. Here in this webinar, few faculty members, around 15 to 20 faculty members are outside participants. They are not our members of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. So for them, what they can do to establish this platform, sir? And is there வெளிய உள்ளவங்க என்ன பண்றது?
ஓகே, கேட்டிருக்காங்களா?
இல்ல just for their information I am asking. அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா கிடைக்கல. ஏன்னா நம்ம காலேஜ்ல எல்லாரும் மூடில் யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. சோ அதுக்கு நீங்களே எல்லாம் ரெடி பண்ணி தந்துட்டீங்க. இப்ப வெளியே உள்ளவங்க எப்படி பிளான் பண்றது? சம் சிஸ்டம் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர் ஆல்சோ தேர் இல்லையா? நம்ம இந்த இதுல மார்னிங் ஸ்டார்ல இருந்து இருப்பாங்க. அவங்க எப்படி அதை பண்ணுவாங்க? இனி how they can establish சொல்லலாமா? என்ன சார் உங்க ஆடியோ மியூட்டுக்கு போயிடுச்சு. இப்ப
கட் ஆகிட்டு வந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஒன் செகண்ட்.
சரி சரி. Participants, please enter the feedback. It is mandatory.
Sir, Pimo sir.
Hello.
Pimo sir, thank you very much, sir. Detailed presentation.
Okay.
Super irundhu sir. Okay.
Sir, hello.
Sir.
Hello. Sir.
Pimo sir, இப்போ இதுல வந்து நமக்கு இமேஜ் ஆட் வந்து இன்சர்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் இல்ல?
சார் இமேஜ் வந்து மேடம் கேட்டாங்க, கரோலின் மேடம். அந்த क्वेश्चन வந்து एक्चुअली ஐ டிட் நான் ட்ரை பண்ணது இல்ல. பட் அதோட பாசிபிலிட்டி எங்க இருக்குன்னா ஆட் क्वेश्चनல லெஃப்ட் சைடுல டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல போய் plug in database யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணலாம். பட் நம்ம வெர்ஷன்ல இது இல்ல.
ஓகே. ஒருவேளை அப்டேட் பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்குமா?
ஆமா, அது தேர்ட் பார்ட்டி क्वेश्चन டைப்ஸ்னு கொஞ்சம் இருக்குது. அந்த மாதிரி அது ஆட் பண்ணி விட்டீங்கன்னா ஃபார்முலா டைப் क्वेश्चंसலாம் ஆட் பண்ணி விடலாம்.
இதுல ஆன்லைன்ல என்ன போட்டுருக்காங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இமேஜ் அப்லோட் பண்ண சொல்லிட்டு அந்த லிங்க் எடுத்து அந்த பர்టిక్యులர் இடத்துல பிளேஸ் பண்ண சொல்லிருக்கான்.
ஓகே ஓகே.
ட்ரை பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். சரி, அந்த ஆன்சரை chat boxல ஹோஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க இல்லையா?
ஆமா ஆமா. சரி. ஆண்டோ சார், இது வந்து என்னன்னா நம்ம வெப்சைட்ல வந்து அந்த மாடியூல் வந்து இன்சர்ட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். இது இவங்க மற்ற காலேஜ்ல என்ன பண்ணலாம்னு சொன்னா ஒரு சர்வர்ல வந்து ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு லினக்ஸ் சர்வரோ விண்டோஸ் சர்வர்லயே மூடில் வந்து இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணிடலாம். அது ஈஸியா தான் இருக்கு.
சரி சரி.
அதை இன்சர்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. திரும்ப வந்து நம்ம வந்து பல்கா யூசர் கிரியேட் பண்ணிடலாம். அதாவது நமக்கு எக்ஸல் ஃபைல்ல போட்டு அப்படியே அப்லோட் பண்ணிடலாம். CSV ஃபார்மேட்ல போட்டு நமக்கு வந்து நம்ம காலேஜ்ல உள்ள இப்போ வந்து 2500 ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்கன்னா அவ்வளோதையும் நம்ம வந்து ஒரே இதுல வந்து அப்லோட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஸ்டாஃபுக்கு அப்லோட் பண்ணிடலாம். அப்புறம் வந்து நம்ம நார்மலா நீங்க சின்ன பிள்ளை ஒருத்தருக்கு போஸ்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணது, ஸ்டாஃப்கள் வந்து ஸ்டூடெண்ட் என்ரோல் பண்ணது, இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் தனித்தனியா பண்ணிருக்கோம். நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம்னு சொன்னா நம்ம வெப்சைட்லயே வந்து இந்த மாடியூல வந்து நம்ம இதுல இன்சர்ட் பண்ணனால வெளியே இருந்து ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியுது. இல்ல உள்ள காலேஜ்ல மட்டும் பண்ண போதும்னு சொன்னா சும்மா நம்ம வேற செலவே இல்ல, ஒரு நம்ம நார்மல் ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டர்லயே இதை இன்சர்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணி காலேஜ் உள்ள மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். சரி, சோ the part இந்த மாடியூல வந்து இன்சர்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் அடிஷனலா.
Okay, okay. So the participants from outside, if you want to establish a Moodle, you can or you can write a mail to Software Cell. Already, the Software Cell mail ID will be shared to you when you will be receiving the certificate. So in that you can write a mail. We will help you to establish a Moodle platform in your institution also. So Anthony sir, can we wind up?
Yes.
Okay, once again I thank Pimo sir and all the participants, our college management and all the faculty members for joining with us for this wonderful webinar. Thank you one and. Varun, we can wind up.
Okay, sir. Thank you.